And the college completion rate for sixth graders is 1 in 10. If you parse out just the low-income kids in Houston, it's about 6%. If you're black or Hispanic and you live in a low-income neighborhood in Houston, you have a 6% chance of finishing a four-year college. Address the creaming thing just right off the bat, because we hear that all the time. So who we're looking for at Yes Prep is the middle 80%. So what does that mean? The middle 80% to us is we're not trying to go out and find the top 10% of the kids academically who happen to be poor. We're not interested in getting those kids into college because those kids are in private schools on scholarship, or there's a great magnet school program in Houston. Those kids are already getting served, right? But we're also not, we're not taking kids who are adjudicated youth and getting them into college. I mean, that's not who we are either. We're looking for your typical kid who lives in a poor neighborhood. And our hypothesis is if you take that kid and you put him in the right environment with the right set of expectations and the right support and the right quality teacher, that those kids can all go to college and be successful. We require every one of our kids to get accepted to a four-year college in order to graduate. So no one leaves Yes Prep unless they've been accepted to a four-year school. Our college counseling program is, I think, one of the best in the country. It's a 25 kid to counselor ratio. It is a little bit bigger of an investment. We do put money there that could be spent on other things, but we feel like if our mission is college and every kid needs to go, then we can't have 100 kids per counselor. Primarily because 90% of our kids are the first in their family to go to college, and they need someone to really hold their hand through the process, down to, did you put the stamp on the envelope before you, it really is, we become the role of the nagging middle-class parent for all of our kids when they apply. We bet the farm on people. We believe that this isn't about a curriculum, it's not about a program, this isn't about a laptop in every kid's hand. And I know for a lot of you guys, especially those of you on boards, school boards, state boards, politicians, it probably feels like you're sitting in front of this wall and there's like 100 levers that people are telling you to pull that's going to have the biggest impact, right? And you hear technology for every kid and internet. We think all that's crap. We think the lever you need to pull is people. And if you don't have quality people in the classroom and quality people leading the school, then everything else is just going to incrementally make things better. Everyone in August says they set high expectations, right? Now, the reality is, in August, everyone is rested and smiley and walks into the school year and has these high expectations, and then the reality happens and the kids come in about here, and then everybody does this, and you meet somewhere in the middle, and it's why most of our schools are mediocre, right? We believe that you got to set the expectation, and it doesn't matter if the kid's coming in here, because we said it's the middle 80%. You've got to find that kid wherever they are, and the end goal cannot change. And that's why the 6th through 12th grade model for what we do is so incredibly important, because it gives us 7 years to figure out where that kid is and then catch them up so that every kid can take an AP class and every kid can get accepted to a four-year college. 6th and 7th grade, our kids are getting 3 hours of math and 3 hours of English every day. 2 hours of that is heterogeneously mixed. The 1 hour is either remediation or extension, depending on where they are, and it is group by ability, and it's where we really try and fill in the gaps and make sure that by 8th grade, every single one of our kids is on grade level. We do not let anyone go from 7th to 8th grade until they are on track. So our goal is close the achievement gap in 2 years. And most of our kids are coming to us 2 grade levels behind when they come to us in 6th grade. So really what we're asking our 6th and 7th grade teachers to do is do 4 years worth of work in 2. And that's really kind of the simple formula of extended time, great teaching, and more of it. It's like I said, it's not rocket science, it's just hard to do. 2 teachers in the classroom, about 42 kids. Again, it allows us one teacher to teach, the other teacher can kind of roam around. Real-time intervention, we're not doing some of those tutorials after school. If a teacher sees the kid stuck, whatever, can pull them out in the hall, boom, get you caught up, boom, send you right back in, boom, that's how we catch kids, one of the main reasons and how we catch kids up. We really felt strongly from the beginning that if college was going to be the focus, kids have to get on college campuses. And so part of our spring trip program at the end of each year, really starting in 8th grade, is going and visiting schools in different parts of the country. So that by the time a kid's a senior, they've seen 25 colleges and universities all over the country, public, private, big, small, liberal, large, for religious affiliation, not, and they really have a good sense when they're trying to figure out how to narrow down that search. Where do I see myself in school? Which is huge because, again, 90% of them are the first in their family to go, and if they're not visiting those colleges with us, then they're not visiting those colleges. So this can be done. We can close the achievement gap. We've got, proof points all over the country. And what I think is really exciting, I think the last thing I'm going to say is this, is that, back in 1992, Stand and Deliver came out, right? And everyone was all excited about, Jaime Escalante, man, great story, AP results. I mean, it is. It's a great movie. It's a great story. And if you think about it now, we've got kids and teachers all over the country banging out killer AP results in low-income neighborhoods. Mid-90s, late 90s, there's probably 5 to 10 schools you can count on one hand that were getting amazing results with 90, 80% low-income kids. I mean, that was unheard of, in the charter schools. And now you look around, there's probably 300 or 400 schools around the country getting amazing results like that. And so I think the next big frontier for all of us is we've gone from teacher to school. Now it's school system. How do we drive the school system so that in 10 years, because I would argue right now, I can't think of a large school system that's knocking it out of the park with low-income kids. And I would love to be able to fast forward in 10 years from now, all of us sit here and say, we talked about Jaime, we talked about schools, and now we've got 10 or 15 urban school systems just killing it because we've moved on to the next level and we're tackling more. So to me, I think it's hope. Like, everyone sort of gets bemoaned when it comes to public education, but if you think about it, the sophistication of the problem that we're trying to solve has grown immensely. We're not talking about one teacher anymore. We're talking about trying to drive systems of schools, and the fact that the conversation's flipped that much in 10 years, I think is amazing. And it's going to take the right political environment. It's going to take this sort of, charter union stuff to get put to bed. It's going to take this charter traditional stuff to get put to bed, and it just needs to be about great schools. Who cares who's doing it, guys? I mean, let's get agnostic about who's doing it, and let's just focus on great schools for our kids. And I think if we pay attention to that and less to some of this other noise, then we've got a really good chance of getting there.